She's good.
Whoa.
It is funny. Wait, you want to know something weird? Okay, so first of all, let's just start it. Hi, I'm Julia.
I'm Mary Beth, and I'm startled by that message that just spoke to us.
No one is going to hear it but us. Katie,
I know, I don't care.
I'm Katie.
Oh, awesome. We should say our names more throughout this. I was thinking that. I mean, not that anybody's listening to this that doesn't literally
Every
know
10
us.
minutes, let's state our names.
Yes. I'm Julia.
I, Mary Beth, watched a sport.
My name is Katie. Bethany Balser.
And I'm She's Good. That's our podcast talking? I'm She's Good. The podcast. No one ever lets me talk.
You're like the sitcom wife.
Stop talking right now. You're not allowed. Sorry, that was our podcast. She's Good. It's a podcast about women's sports. And it's funny. I mean, we're funny, I would say. Can we say
funny.
that at
Bold.
this point?
Bold statement.
I am all over the place, but I was listening to a certain podcast. I don't want to say what, but from a reputable group of people. And it was about women's soccer. And I listened to an episode with Trinity Rodman. And I got to say, it was bad. A bad podcast.
Now I want to know what this was.
I did not
I'll never
expect
say
that.
in case they're listening.
In case Trinity is tuning in.
No, I loved her. She had some
It was.
things to say.
I'm sure it had nothing to do about her.
Yeah, I mean, I think all good people, but some people, it's like, I'm not saying that we're like great, but I'm saying if you're gonna have a podcast, work at it. I know I've told you guys this before. It's just like, if you get paid for shit, if you have ads that you are paid, people are paying you, do not come at us with bad audio. I will die on this horse.
You really do hate this. This is like your
I'll die on this horse.
technology pet
Your
peeve.
podcast.
Is this worse than technology not working?
I
Do you
don't
hate
know.
that
I think
more?
maybe it's a little bit bitter, but like I think it's up there. I think it's up there.
Man.
God. Anyway, whatever. It was clear that none of them had mics and they used Zoom audio.
Oh.
It's fine. It's just hard to listen to. And they also weren't good hosts. Anyway, okay,
no.
let's move on.
I'm sorry you went through that. Julia.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Oh, thank you.
But it
Was
only
it the
makes
only
you
episode that
stronger.
you listened to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's probably
Is
a
it
good one,
possible they
Trinity
were just
Rodman.
having a bad day?
Well,
No.
no.
It's not possible.
No,
Okay.
it seemed pretty standard.
Was Trinity Rodman funny but accidentally funny? My favorite kind of funny.
Not in the way that like Lynn and Sam are. I would say they're fun. Like they're funny.
They
I
are
would say
funny.
Trinity said she was very mellow during it. She
I
had
see.
some like interesting things to say, but as you know, like she's right out of high school, which is wild.
Yeah, that is. I can't imagine just
Isn't that-
like graduating high school, being what is she like 18 or 19, and then just
18, yeah.
suddenly
19.
being in a world with like all of these adults that are like professionals in their field, and suddenly like having to like know how to fit into that.
I can't imagine like having to be a professional. Like that's your job.
I still can't imagine it.
I wouldn't want to do that when I was 19. I wanted to
Yeah.
do stupid shit.
Go hang out with other people that want to do stupid shit. But I mean, there's other young people in the league. It's just like wild
Right.
that you're like. I remember being in college and like being like 23 and being friends with someone that was like 26 and being like, "You're old as shit. What are you doing? Why are you hanging out with us?"
Yeah. You know, that's partly why it's people like whatever. But that was part of the reason I wanted to listen to it, because I read that there was some like article about her, whatever, and just kind of talking about how she's very mature for her age and sort of beyond her years and like really holding her own in the NWSL right now. And you know, had an adjustment period when she's probably still going through it, but she had an adjustment period first, you know, joining the Spirit, just having to like understand, oh, this is a whole new level. I mean, she was good, but like this is a new level to play at, like physically and whatever. So she talked about that a little bit, and she even mentioned like, yeah, I've always wanted to do this. I've been playing on the under 20 team since like, I was 14, or whatever it is. They're playing on the national teams since she was like 14. So when COVID happened and there was going to be like a whole year where she wasn't going to get to play, it was an easy decision for her to go like
and just skip college,
drafted. Yeah, and go like get paid to play. She was drafted second, which is wild. And she even said, last thing I'll say in this is that she even said like no one else on her team was sort of had that mindset, like they all wanted to be in college and like have fun, and she literally said like, I don't want to have fun, I want to play soccer.
It's like the most after school special thing. I am delighted by it.
She has that California kind of like vibe, like I don't want to have fun, I want to play soccer. So funny. Anyway,
and I think that's in a nutshell why she's debuting professionally when she's 18, and why we're great. 3 people sitting around a hot mic talking about
and it is
soccer.
Hot. I am sweating, you guys. It is bad.
It's warm?
Yeah, but I think it's humidity. I think it's dew point.
It's that dew point, baby.
Look up that DP. Fill me in. It's
dog's
cold
owner,
here
like
today.
In the sheet, it was like air conditioning units in every single room. Please use sparingly. And I'm in like, okay.
Don't give me one in every single room. Yeah, don't give me one in every single room and then tell me not to use them.
What was this that said that?
The dog's owner, like the care sheet or whatever. So they put info about the apartment or whatever.
Gotcha.
If it's not clear to everybody, I'm dog sitting.
I thought you said Doug.
Oh,
who is Mary Beth's brother, owner. And I was like, oh, hold on.
Owner, Bree.
Told me not to use the air conditioner.
Yeah, in somebody else's home. I don't know.
He does not want Doug to get used to it.
I do everything Bree says, though.
I do, too.
Reasonable?
Huh?
I said that's reasonable. That's entirely reasonable.
I thought you said breeze in a wool.
Breeze in a wool.
What could that mean? What is this riddle you've just told me? Should I see if she's missing?
Yeah, maybe.
Just shoot her a text.
Well,
anyway, so we talked Trinity Rodman. Do you guys want to talk?
You want to talk about some more sport?
You know what I want to talk about real quick?
Yeah.
No, tell me.
These new NWSL trading cards that Mary Beth and I have been invested in. Some of us more invested than others, but still have sunk some cash into.
I know that everyone's thinking it's Katie that's bought all the trading cards, but it's me. It's 100% me.
For once in my life on this podcast,
I have found something that I'm willing to waste my money on, and it's trading cards, and I don't know why.
Because they're cool. Can you explain what they are?
Yeah, they're trading cards.
Okay.
they're cards.
Catch me up.
They're little cards.
They're little like 1.5 by 3 pieces of cardboard with pictures of NWSL players and a lot of typos, to be honest.
Oh shit.
They sell them at Target, and I've bought them all.
And you get like what, 25 in a pack
for $10.
How does it work? It's just like random. You just get random ones, and that's why they want you to keep buying them. That's the point of playing cards.
But as I have pointed out to you, if you go to different Targets, you're still going to get the repeats, but you'll get some good ones. I have gotten some pretty sweet cards. I don't know what I'll ever do with them.
They're nice to look at, though, and honestly,
but I don't like look at them.
Okay, well, mine are nice to look at, and I just wanted to like tangibly like be like, hey, there's money in this, like for the NWSL.
You're right. It is a good way to support. The only card that I have like on display that I look at is my autographed Sierra King, which I have not gotten from this batch of cards. Doug gave it to me for Christmas, and it was from
which is
last
awesome.
Year. Yeah. So like
we did have a say in that, by the way. Me and Katie were asked about it.
Cool. Thank you for that gift.
We're like, she likes Sierra King.
Yeah, it's true. I do. but like now I've gone and spent all this money and I have all these cards and what do I do with them?
Honestly, when you were saying which card you have displayed, I thought for sure it was going to be the Book of Unlimited.
Oh, I do have that in a protective cover. I do love my
which
Book
is
of
amazing.
Unlimited.
You know what I was gonna say is what you need is like little kids had a book, the Book of Unlimited, but put your playing cards in it.
Should I make a replica
Yep.
Book of Unlimited?
cards.
But should I learn how to like
Yes.
bind books of leather?
I really think you should.
Okay.
Well, it's like we could just do what we did with our Pokemon cards, with like those plastic sheets that have
Yes.
little.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about,
Yeah,
Julia,
yeah.
right? Like,
Yes.
I will
Yeah.
say when I was a child, I collected Lion King cards. That's it.
I had to think for a sec. Okay.
What is the Lion King?
It's like 10 characters in it, but yeah.
It's different
I
scenes
truly
from
will-
the movies.
oh, okay. I truly was like, had to pause for a minute to be like, is this a bit? Is this real?
I
Did this
I might
exist?
still have them. I don't know where they are. It was like 1992, or
It
no,
was my
maybe
favorite
later than
movie.
that. When did that movie?
I think it
come
was
out?
later than that. I
Like
feel like it was my first movie in the
93 or
theaters.
4. I would say that came out.
Did you
I
cry
was
in
in
the
like
theaters?
second grade.
Did you
Did
cry,
we?
Katie?
I don't think so.
I had to get taken out. My dad had to take me out into the movie
Oh,
theater lobby.
well,
so I was
actually, the
crying
first
so hard.
movie I did see like in a theater really was just a drive-in movie, so that wasn't really in a
Oh.
theater, but it was that
Aw.
like, yeah.
Mine might have been The Little Mermaid,
Oh.
which I think I can't imagine it was like, oh, I was maybe like 3 or 4 when The Little Mermaid came out, so that could be correct.
Okay.
But I remember having to have my eyes covered at the Ursula part.
I was gonna say,
like-
was that scary?
I don't know because my eyes were covered.
She's never seen it.
I've
She
never
hasn't
seen it. I've
it.
never seen it again. I now cover my eyes every time I watch The Little Mermaid.
So you just like guessed at that part that
I
you
don't
had to-
know what Ursula looks like.
Yeah. What? So why were you covering your eyes? Because
Well, I didn't do it. My mom covered my eyes.
I see.
Oh, okay.
Someone
the choice.
preemptively covered my eyes.
Oh, they're making a new one, right?
Yeah,
That was
with
what Chloe X
Halle
Halle was gonna
Bailey.
do.
Halle Bailey is the Ariel. She's in Grownish. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
Chloe
a
and
Grownish
Halle,
spoiler.
right?
I won't. Yeah,
Yeah, you're right,
She's
Julie. Okay,
Halle of Chloe and Halle.
It was
They're
like-
both in Grownish, and they're athletes in that show, and they've
Oh.
made a choice of a storyline to get her to get her out of there so she can go film The Little Mermaid, and it's that she is. Spoiler alert, everyone! If you watch Grownish and you haven't seen the season, skip. She's going to the Olympics for track.
Ooh la la, that's pretty cool.
Wait, should I
Yeah.
be
I
watching?
thought you were gonna say she's pregnant.
Grownish is fucking good.
Really?
You should be watching Grownish.
Okay.
It's basically it's kind of like a different world, but like in 2021.
Okay.
In the 2020s. It's like they're all off to college. It even is like a spin-off of like a show, and so like the main character.
Yeah, isn't it a
Yeah.
spin-off of Blackish?
Yeah. Even though
okay.
I don't know, because A Different World is a spin-off of the Cosby Show, but I don't know that Denise was
Oh,
even
I was like,
in it that long.
Got it.
when you said a different world, I was like,
Someone
never heard
it
of
was
it.
from the 80s. It's a good show.
I believe you.
Thank you for your trust.
My okay, I just have one final thought about the trading cards,
Let me hear it.
which is I was like looking at them, like my dad was looking at them too, and he goes, "Man, I wish they just had like some information on them. Like they have like what school the players went to, like what college, but they don't have like how tall they are or like any stats or anything like that." And I think that would be cool, like in the future, to elevate them a little bit, like because my dad used to collect baseball trading cards,
Yeah,
and that was
totally.
like
Yeah.
a thing. Like the stats were on them.
Well, I can tell you that
Left-handed.
you can find people's heights on the
Mhm.
roster websites, but they differ from like if they're in the national
Right,
team,
yeah.
they're different heights always. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's like a 2-inch discrepancy. And the reason I know this is because I'm a little bit of a psycho in that like I need background information for people when I watch things, or like I
I'm
can't
that way
get
too.
past it. So
Yeah.
like if it's like a show, if it's like an actual scripted TV show, I have to know how old everyone is. And turns
That's
out
why
if it's
Wikipedia is my most used app.
Yeah.
Turns out if it's a sport, I have to know how tall everyone is and what the weather is. And otherwise I cannot like sit like
That's why you're always
watch.
talking to us about
That's why I always know what the weather is, because I have to know like it helps me know what conditions they're in. I don't know why I need
what
to
they're
know their
going
heights.
through.
I think I'm just curious.
Yeah, it grounds
how tall
you
is
in
that
their
person?
reality and helps you. Yeah, helps you understand.
I definitely like to know heights too, for sure. It's just
I don't know why it doesn't matter. I don't know.
To me,
why
I
need
feel
to
like
know
I
that.
only want to know their height if it's an extreme, like
Khloe Kardashian.
No,
I have looked up
really
Khloe Kardashian's height. She's not as tall as you think. Her sisters are just short.
Who's the one that is? We were just watching play. She's not on Pride, but the other one, and she's like, you were like, do you think Mewis is mad?
No, that's Taylor Korniak. She is on Pride. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that. I'm sorry. There it is.
Yeah, I don't know how tall exact. She's like in the 6s. She's got to be. I don't remember.
6'2".
Another thing.
No, I don't know.
I don't think she's 6'2". Another thing about me having to look them up is I constantly look them up, but then instantly forget them. So like I don't know.
Well, the thing is, like, I don't even think Sam looks that tall until you see her next to people. But like you can tell that Korniak, like, just on her own,
is like, tall.
Lank queen.
Yeah,
she's 6'1".
6'1". That is, I do think that Sam is said to be
she's
6 feet tall.
Okay, all right. Maybe that inch makes a difference.
I guess it visibly anyway. Well, maybe look at the height. Maybe I should check. So also for our listeners, I was like, ooh, trading cards are fun for this one day that I'm interested in collecting trading cards. And I also went on eBay and bought some WNBA cards and some Athletes Unlimited volleyball and softball cards. And I really have not looked at them to know if they have heights or stats on them. I'll look into it and let you know.
Do you know, like, did you get anybody good?
Well, they are all sold out. Like you can't buy packs of them. You have to like pick individual ones. So I did get good people, but because I chose.
Oh, you can choose.
Who? I want to know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember. Again, this is something that like I'm spending my money on, but am not invested in.
Except for your Book of Unlimited card.
Except for my Book of Unlimited card, which is very special to me. Yeah, it's been a couple weeks of looking at cards once.
It's fun.
And putting them in a stack and never looking at them again.
Well, I'm happy for you, and we also support like the merch. Like you said, we support the merch. We support Target.
Yeah.
Of course. Any excuse to go to Target.
Whether we want to or not, we support Target. Speaking of merch, the national team had some games and unveiled a new jersey.
Yes,
last week, which
I'm so excited about.
I think it's cool.
So excited, in fact, that Julia jumped on the interwebs and purchased one. How about Julia?
With my own money.
Who did you get?
I got Abby Dahlkemper.
Oh yeah, you did. Olive oil heiress. Abby Dahlkemper.
Olive oil heiress.
There's no way she really is. So I saw she shared just something about for our listeners about olive oil. And the brand was Dahlkemper Farm, so clearly it's like a family business. And I made up this narrative in my mind because that she's an olive oil heiress, because that's very funny to me, and I don't think it's true.
It's definitely not true.
There's no way it's true. Like we would have already figured that out. I think.
I think we need to know what constitutes an heiress.
I don't know. I think she has to be able to inherit the business. Right?
Got it.
So who's to say if it's like even her parents' business or like literally anyone else in her family? If it's someone else in her family and she does not stand to, she's not the heiress.
Yeah, it could be like
to the olive oil fortune.
Yeah, it could be like a cousin or an aunt.
Yeah.
I see. Still interesting. I mean, I think olive oil is great. I happen to love it. I happen to use it on a lot of things. And
good.
Maybe I'll have to get myself a Dahlkemper Farms olive oil to go.
I knew that was coming.
Do it and take it to a game and get her to autograph it. That would be the best thing of my life.
A big thing of olive oil, then I would do it.
Nothing would be funnier to me than you getting a bottle of olive oil autographed by Abby Dahlkemper.
See, that's a nice break.
It would be amazing. That's an icebreaker. Hey, Abby, I have this olive oil. Do you
Will
want
you
to
sign
sign it
this?
for me?
And will you sign it? Your
like,
olive
"Thanks for
oil
supporting."
heiress.
Thanks for supporting the family.
Thanks for
that's her.
thanks for
that'll
getting
be her
my
exact
olive oil.
Thanks for getting my olive oil. So true. Oh,
I
those
am-
jerseys are sweet, and I can't wait to see them play in them.
Yeah.
So soon at the Olympics.
Ooh, coming up, but we don't know the roster yet.
No, we don't. Should we talk predictions or thoughts on it?
I think that it will be exactly like everyone that we expect it to be, and then the people that we don't are like, I'm not sure, will be in the alternates. I think it's not going to be surprising at
But
all.
who do we think the
Yeah.
alternates will be then? Maybe that's a better question.
Oh.
Okay, here's my question.
It depends
Here's my
on
question.
if I think it's
Christy Mewis or Katarina Macario.
I think Christy Mewis will go.
I think so too.
So hard.
I think so too.
I hope Christy does, because I feel like she's like, it's one of her last opportunities to.
But also she's
Yeah.
playing better right now. But it's really not.
Yes.
Also, the next Olympics are in 3 years. She's
Yeah,
not
but-
that old. Is she? How old is she? Someone look
Like
at the back
30.
of her trading card.
She's 30.
30? Well, there's a bunch of old people playing if we're considering 30
Yeah,
old.
but I would say like typically
Like half
people
the
don't
team is
make their
old.
like debut at like the Olympics or like a World Cup at like 33 or something. That's atypical.
Yeah.
That's
I
true.
mean,
as,
we'll see.
as in, like, this might be her last shot to go to the Olympics, not because she'll be done playing, but to
Right.
go to the Olympics, it would probably be like, this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it would like give her a chance to sort of solidify that spot too, to maybe go again.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who's to
Yeah,
say?
I mean, I'd like to see her. Who else? I mean, obviously Becky, but she's the captain, so she's
She'll go.
going.
I mean, yeah, I think that like everyone that we expect to go is going to go. Julia's full background is going to go. Crystal,
Yeah.
Alex, and Rose, they'll go.
Yeah, I think it kind of the toss up is that like midfield one with between Katarina Macario and Christy Mewis, and then like up top Lynn Williams or Tobin Heath. Like if she's healthy,
it
where does
depends on like
Tobin
who's
go?
healthy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
totally.
I bet Sophia Smith will be an alternate.
Okay.
sorry.
I think she deserves to be an alternate. It's so tough to know when Tobin has just been injured for like months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it'd be great to have her, but I feel like, I mean,
They keep saying they're fine, but like, who's to? I don't know. I guess they are to say if they're fine. Are they fully fine or are they not? I don't know. I know nothing. Like, I don't know. I'm sure he'll make the correct choices.
Yeah, I'm just determined to not get like worked up about anything. I mean, let's be real, I probably will, but I'm just like, you know what? They're all really great, and at the end of the day, like, it's going to be a great team that they bring. I'm going to be sad for people who don't make it, of course. Like, that's sad. They work their whole lives for that, but
yeah,
I'm trying not to get super invested in who makes it and who doesn't, so that I can just be like, go
just
team.
be happy. Just be happy for the team. Exactly.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just gonna say, I think that I like honestly don't care that much. I'm just like ready for the reveal of it. So
I know.
that we
I'm
can
like, come on.
Yeah.
I'm sick of reading
Seriously.
the articles with the predictions because they're all the same.
Yeah.
Just say that that's the roster and let us go. But I'm sure that it means more to the actual players that they're taking their time with it. So
Yeah.
if
I
that's
would
the
say
case.
I don't care, but I feel like I do. Like,
I mean, I
this is
do
worth
care. I'm
rewatching.
trying not to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
But
Yeah.
speaking of like rosters, though, USA Basketball just announced their roster for the Olympics, and it is
Yeah.
stacked.
It is.
Talent. This is Katie, by the way.
Oh, this is Mary Beth. Here's our mid podcast name announcement.
And right here, you're listening to Julia. What about me? Shut up!
You're not allowed to talk. She's good.
Geez, she's good.
Sorry.
Gosh.
It's like so weird that like episode 26 or like whatever we're on, this is the time it chooses to start talking.
Yeah, it's a little bit ridiculous.
So
Like,
weird.
know your place. She's good.
We muted her though.
Oh. Everyone, I'm sorry to go back to this, but Laura is texting me some updates about trading cards. And she said, so as I mentioned, all the cards have like typos. For example, like the Veronica Latsko card has a picture of Alicia Chapman on it.
Oh
What?
no.
Yeah.
No.
Have you not seen that? And Laura has it. It's probably worth a lot of money. We both have a Gabby Seiler card that her first name is printed as it's spelled Sailor instead of Seiler on the front of the card. And she says it's selling for $100. So look at me with my investment in trading cards.
Wow. Hold on to that. It might go up.
Well,
up,
I had
up.
to, but I traded one to Laura. So now we're both rich.
Okay, I want to give the basketball team their
yeah. Let's go back. Let's tell them.
But I want to say that the NWSL truly has been on some bullshit, and well, maybe not particularly the league, but there's just been so many like weird things like that, and like,
but like, I'm sorry,
people that represent them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you're partnering with CBS, then you're responsible for the content that they put out,
exactly.
And the announcers mispronouncing, misgendering people,
or just like saying people are people that they're not.
Yeah,
not. Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like the most recent thing is that CBS did like a little thing on Jessica McDonald and one of the games, and then they cut to after the like feature. It was about her being a mom and how hard it's been to like have her kid and be a professional athlete. And then they cut to like this kid like in the stands, Jeremiah, Jessica McDonald's son, and Jessica McDonald tweeted today that boy was not my son.
He was on camera for like 15 seconds. The camera like was not leaving this boy's, like letting him walk out of frame.
And for people who aren't familiar, like Jessica McDonald's black, as is her son, and they just chose a random black boy.
I mean, he had a hat and a mask on. So if someone told the camera person, like, it's whoever told the camera person's fault. Like, it's the camera. There's no way the camera person knows who that child is.
I don't blame the but it's somebody who made that choice.
Someone said, hey, go follow that kid with a camera. And the kid the whole time was like waving and giving thumbs ups. You know, the camera guy was like doing it back at him to like get him to do it. But like the kid was like, why are they filming me?
Yeah.
Oh,
very odd.
Probably walking with like his mom.
Who's to say?
Someone.
No, he was walking with a woman.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever.
So it's like that kind of shit.
Yeah. The other. I mean, we've gone in on Kaylin Kyle probably enough, but
she really had a rough weekend. I feel
this instance gave me some insight into commentating because there was an injury. Paige Monahan on Gotham got injured and had to be taken off the field.
Okay, I missed that because I was like walking the dog or something.
Oh shoot! Oh. Okay, so yeah, she got injured and it was like sort of
it
like
looked bad for
it was sort of
like, like a knee thing. It looked not good.
Yeah, we're hoping she's okay, but it was like a non-contact thing too. So they were kind of replaying and kind of positing maybe what happened, and it was like sort of a moment that the announcers were like talking about. Anyway, so very clear there's been like a few minutes that have gone by where she's injured and is leaving the field, off the field. Who comes on? I can't.
It was Anamanu.
Iffy.
Oh, it was Iffy Anamanu. And great, so she subs in. We love Iffy. And then the first play of the game, Iffy like has the ball and like blah blah blah. They're announcing it. Kaylin goes like, and Monahan, something from Monahan, and over and over, and ball back to Monahan, and okay, she said Monahan's name 3 times after this person has been injured and on the field. So what my thought is, yes, if he subs in for her, she's looking at like a roster of like the like where people are on the field.
Yeah.
And just like going by last name or something because they are very different looking.
I'm sorry, but like that to me is like you're bad at your job because your job is to be a commentator, announcer for the National Women's Soccer League. Have you ever watched a fucking game? Because if you've watched any game, you know who those players are.
Well, she makes it clear she's played for a lot of teams and knows a lot of people by their old names because she always calls them.
The thing is, I think she has potential. It's just like these mistakes are glaring, and it feels like, and also just like some of these like things she says are like, girl, what are you saying even?
Yeah.
Like,
I do think she learns from some of it though, because I think that there's some things where like we've discussed like, oh, this is so bad. And not to say she's listening to us, but like Twitter also will like notice the same things. And
She's
then I'll
getting the
notice that
feedback.
she like will lose those. So like I think she's working on some things like that, but like as far as knowing who people are and like their names and like if you're going to be announcing the whole game, know their pronouns, know like all of that stuff.
And that's like the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Is know that stuff. And on top of that, you have to have like knowledge of the game and say like, you know, you have to be able to say more than like that's brilliant. Like she says brilliant so much.
She has the same things over and over and over again.
And I think like you know that I cannot stand watching a game that she is announcing. You guys know my feelings about this. I will mute it.
She's been doing a lot too.
Yeah, she really has.
Seems like every game I watch.
Like, and it's not about her. Like, it's not, my issue isn't with her. It's with like, there should be better people. Like, the standard should be higher. This is a professional league.
Yeah.
Like, it's disrespectful to the players to constantly get their names wrong, to like misgender them. Like, and that's been a problem across, I think, all of the broadcasts is people getting misgendered sometimes. But it's just a basic thing, and the players deserve better, and the fans deserve better too. Like, it's just, to me, it's just ridiculous. It's like, is this really the best that you can do?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
Or like pay Jen Hildreth and Lori Lindsay more money and have them do every single game.
Yeah.
Like, because it's so much better when they do it.
There are a lot of people though, if you look at the internet chatter, that don't like Lori Lindsay, but I like her. I think
I'm not here for
Julia
that.
doesn't like her. I like her.
Not like her, but I do think she's annoying sometimes.
She's not an enthusiastic speaker.
Yeah, it's not annoying. I'm sorry, but she has sayings that she says all over again. She stumbles her words.
I mean, they all do.
Literally, literally everybody does. But I also am like, oh.
But would you not agree
she
that
seems to like have respect for the players and like knows
content-wise
how to say their names and who they are and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. Look, all of this, we have to acknowledge that is a hard job.
Yeah.
There's so much that you have to live up to and so much you have to know, and like, it's a whole art form, and I don't envy anybody who does it. But at the same time, like, if that is your job, there's a number of things that you need to be working on, and first and foremost, like, respecting players is like at the top of it. So yeah. Anyway, NWSL, people who are affiliated with it and represent them, everybody just needs to do better to make sure that like these players are getting their due.
Yeah. Should we go back to basketball?
Let's do it. I'm ready to talk about them.
Shall we hop around? We're
I'm sorry that we always talk about this, but it's just like
so jumpy in this.
But I think to make the product better, to like keep pushing the league further, you have to like call this shit out when it happens.
Yeah,
like
you're right.
This standard is not acceptable, and you need to raise your standards.
Yeah. And also, my name is Mary Beth.
Julia.
Oh, I'm Katie. I'm like, did I say her name wrong? And am I getting called out?
Mari.
No. I just think I'm committed to this bit now.
Yes. Anyway, USA Basketball named their roster today, and it's stacked with talent. I got the list, baby.
There's so many good people that you can't. And it's a small team.
I'll read it out.
Read it out.
Give us the list, and then let's chat about
Diana
the drama
Taurasi, Ariel Atkins, Chelsea Gray, Skylar Diggins-Smith, Jewel Lloyd, Stewie, Brittany Griner, Tina Charles, Nafisa Collier, Asia Wilson, and Sylvia Fowles, friend of the pod. She doesn't know it, but she is.
Sylvia Mortuary
Friend of the
Fowles, our
pod.
favorite.
I love her. I really love her.
I
The
just
more
am
I
so
watch
pleased
her,
that she has that like side education and that it's mortuary science.
Totally.
I love
Yeah.
it so much.
the more that I watch her, the more I love her, and the more I'm like, thank God I know that little fact about her from Mary Beth.
Yep.
Which I know because they wouldn't stop talking about it in the Wubble.
I miss the wobble.
Me too.
I bet none of the players do.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wish we were back in it.
I wish you were
bet
back
zero-
in
I bet exactly
high
zero players
quarantine.
miss
High
the
quarantine.
Wubble. Have you seen the social media drama over the Olympic team?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, I haven't.
Go
Sorry, I
ahead,
was
Mary
looking how my
Beth.
eye was.
Well,
Listen.
I know very, very basic facts, but basically Nneka Ogwumike did not make the team.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And her sister Janae has got her back. she posted like a long post about like how she got snubbed and she deserved to be on the team and like listing all her accomplishments. And she makes a great case. And then I think is Dawn Staley the coach? Is that why she commented on it, Katie?
Oh, did she comment? I didn't see that.
I read something. I didn't read like a direct
Is this
quote,
Instagram,
but I read.
by the way?
Yeah, it's
Twitter.
out there. It's on the meads.
Okay.
She basically said like they're super sad not to have her on the team because I don't think Nneka's ever been on the team, and that's like part of the snub.
She's never been to the Olympics.
The Olympics,
yeah, but she's been like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was part of like what she was calling them out on is like she's like so good. She was an MVP like during an Olympic year and didn't get on that team. She's like the president of the Players Association.
She
like,
was the MVP of the
2016
qualifying tournament too for this
Oh.
Olympics.
Was she?
She played with the team
jeez.
to help them qualify, and she was the MVP of that tournament.
So
Wait,
so-
that
so-
is the biggest
Yeah.
thing.
yeah. So Dawn Staley said it's
go
because
ahead,
of
yeah.
her injury, which I don't know what her injury is because I have not watched her team play recently.
I
Do you
can't
know what
remember if it's like a knee or an ankle or something.
Okay.
It's something like that.
Yeah, so she said
But she
that,
hasn't
but
played
then-
since that injury.
Okay, so she said it was because of the injury, which like makes sense as we've been saying. Like if we don't want them to send injured players and injured soccer players, why would we want them to send injured basketball players who can't play their best? But also then people are like, well, Diana Taurasi is out with an injury because her broken sternum or whatever. So they're like, why did she make the team? But then you would argue that like maybe you could play with a broken sternum a little bit better than
She
you
did
can with,
play
like,
a couple games
Has
with
she
the
played?
broken sternum anyway.
before they took her out.
Before they
right?
diagnosed it.
So
Yeah.
it's just like it hurts her, but like she can still play versus like if you have like a bum leg, can you really get around easily? So I that's the last I've seen. It's all been going down today.
Yeah, it is disappointing. I mean, I would be disappointed if I were her, Yeah. I mean, who's to say though that like if she wasn't injured, would she like I mean, she probably would have made it, don't you think? Like, but then you look at the list of like front court or back court players, like the other players that are kind of in contention for like the same sort of position of her: Stewie, Brittany Griner, Tina Charles, who's been like on a tear in the WNBA.
Yeah.
Nafisa Collier was just coming off of overseas where she like killed it. Asia Wilson, the reigning MVP, Sylvia Fowles. So like, it's a hard choice. It's a hard choice to make.
They're all powerhouses, and you can only have so many on the team. Like it's not like there's anyone that doesn't deserve to be there that she should have gone ahead of. I guess like there needs to be like 3 teams full of these players.
Right. Yeah.
There's just not enough spots.
It is disappointing though. I mean,
it would suck.
Yeah. I mean, she totally deserves to go and would have killed it if she went. And I wish that she hadn't been injured. So this wasn't even like a question of like, well, because one of her sisters said like, no, she would have been ready. Like her injury would have been like recovered by the time the Olympics happened. But it's like also like there's a part of it where you like can't do like theoreticals, like you have to name a roster.
Right. You
at a
also
certain
like
point.
Okay,
maybe
Tobin
she'd be
Heath.
ready by the end of July, but she
Exactly.
wouldn't be able to train. Julia, what are your eyes? You're like a husky.
Yeah. Well, it's blue instead of green today, and so
Oh.
sometimes my eyes
Alex
catch-
Morgan's popping up in your eyeball.
And look, it's even getting that's so weird. I think it's just reflecting. Anyway. So weird.
Uh.
Also in some Twitter comments people are like it's UConn bias that I think they said Nafisa Collier over her. And now I think I really do feel like UConn is like people go nuts, and someone even goes it's Gino, like if he has like
is he the he's not the coach though this time, is he? It's Don.
Well,
right?
there's like layers. There's
like
so many different layers
yeah.
of this, but it's
politics.
The
more
team
than.
is chosen by like a selection committee, and Gino is on the selection committee.
Got it.
I
Okay.
see.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. I mean, but you also look at that list and I like Nafisa Collier is a great player.
She's good, yeah. It's not like she doesn't deserve to go to the Olympics.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Someone said
so it's just
take her over Fowles.
Oh, Katie will fight her. Katie will fight that person.
Yep.
Don't you even go. This is Sylvia Fowles' like fourth Olympics, I think.
Not our Sylvia.
Geez, yeah.
Not our girl Syl.
Man, there are a lot of people that have been making a ridiculous amount of Olympic. I think would this be Sue Bird's 5th or 6th? I don't know. 5th. So and would it probably be Diana Taurasi's, right? Well, that would be over. Yeah. Well, that would be 5th would be over 16 years. So that seems right.
Yeah, it's both of their 5th.
There's also in other sports, people making, so Allison Felix just made her 5th Olympic team. She's a runner. So that's like insane to me that you can still run faster than anyone at like age 35. Plus she had her daughter a couple of years ago. It came back from like pregnancy complications, just made her 5th Olympic team. So that is dope. She is good. Allison Schmidt of Canton, Michigan, just made her 4th Olympic team, I think.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah. I have been watching the Olympic trials this week.
Nice.
There's been swimming and track, which I love. I honestly, with track, love field more than the track portion. Yeah. I like to watch them like throw heavy things for some reason.
It's so interesting. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
It is.
Damn, I gotta.
I'm not a huge track and
field
person.
Oh, go ahead.
What was that?
I'm not a big track and field person.
That's
like
okay.
I won't prioritize or swimming, to be quite honest. I'm probably not going to prioritize. It's just it's over too quickly.
Oh, I like it. I think it's like exciting. Can I tell you my first Olympic swim? I maybe have told you this before. My first Olympic swimming memory.
Go on.
My first Olympic memory. My first inkling of the Olympics existing.
Oh my gosh.
I fell off a porch and smashed my face on some rocks.
What the
while my dad was watching Olympic swimming, and it was such a vivid memory because I ran down the steps in roller skates, smashed my face on some stones, and then was taken inside past Olympic swimming, and that's like my first.
Wow, there's some of those like injury memories that I actually find a little bit comforting.
It would have been 1992, I think, based on where we lived at the time and me being able to remember in Olympics.
Dang.
Wow.
Julia, do you have like a first Olympics memory?
Let's hear it.
Yes, actually I do. No, that was World Cup. I gotta think. But while my brain is on it, I'm so sorry. Going back to this.
Is it trading cards
again?
Is
also injured.
Yeah.
Right.
Her sternum's broken.
So she's gonna be good to go?
Well, that's what we were saying is like, is that better than is it, does it make more sense? Will she be able to play as well as normal?
Right.
more so than if she had a
Yeah.
leg injury.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah. I think like the only difference, and I'm not saying like this makes, but this is like how it makes sense to me. Like, first of all, they don't play the same position. So it's not like a
Yeah, true.
either of them like in competition for anything.
Right.
But Diana Taurasi did play with that injury a couple games before they realized it was
broken
bad or
right?
whatever. And she's supposed to play this weekend. She's supposed to be back. So
Okay,
I don't know. And
I
also
think that
like,
you can't make worse a sternum crack. Like,
I don't know.
Can you?
Probably can.
I mean, but I don't think that, like, I think it would just hurt you. I don't think that you're gonna like break your sternum in half by like getting pushed against it. It would just hurt.
And honestly, like if Diana Taurasi can play, I'd always want her on the team.
Oh,
like,
same. What are you?
She can do some crazy
You're
things
right.
because she's kind of crazy.
You're absolutely right. Nobody is.
But yeah, no, I totally get like that argument though too, because like it's true. I mean, she is also injured, so.
But you're right. What are you gonna do?
I'm just glad I don't have to make the choice.
Yeah, exactly. It's so much shit.
But I'm happy to see Jewel Lloyd on that roster.
Yeah, how cool. She has been playing so well.
Yeah, she has. She really has.
Cool.
She good.
She good.
So, yeah.
You know what? I do have one Olympics memory.
Oh, let's hear it.
This isn't that early though, but it is what it was like middle school, and I was just learning how to snowboard. Like my uncle had taught me probably a couple of years ago, and I remember like I made the decision that I wanted to go up north to like stay to go snowboarding for a weekend, and the Winter Olympics were on, and I don't think I had ever watched them before or whatever, but we watched them. Like we would come home from snowboarding or whatever, and we would like then watch all these like Winter Olympics games on the couch, and it was very sweet. And that's basically that.
Nice. I love the Winter Olympics. I feel very spoiled by the fact that we are about to have a Summer Olympics followed 6 months later or so by a Winter Olympics.
Yeah. Yep.
I am excited about it. I hope that they both happen, because still, like on the news today, they're like, if the Olympics go forward, they're going to try to have a 50% crowd with no more than 10,000 people. And I'm like,
I really need them to move. I really need them to happen.
I need them to happen, and I need them to have some very strict rules about how many people can be in there, because I don't want there to be a disaster.
Yes, I agree with that.
I'm constantly worried about the Delta variant floating around.
Yeah.
So I'm nervous about that. But I am excited to see them. A couple of other standouts from these trials. Are you guys familiar with the Simone Manuel saga going on? Right now? That's how she pronounces her last name, right? Manuel. I think that's, if I'm wrong, my apologies to Simone. She got 2 gold medals in the last Olympics, I believe. I think the 100 meter, she does like sprint stuff. So like she's a swimmer. She does like the 100 meter freestyle and the 50 meter freestyle.
Got it.
And she was in the trials a couple days ago, and she came in. I did not see this one, but I think she came in. She did not make it to the finals even, let alone get on the team. She was way far back in the race. And then she went and had a press conference and said this whole year she's been suffering from overtraining syndrome, which is apparently a thing. Mm-hmm. And she trained so hard that like she like physically, like she had to take 3 weeks of no training at all back in March. Like it's a diagnosis from the doctors when she was like, why am I so tired all the time? Like I can't.
She like worked herself
into
couldn't exhaustion.
Even she couldn't even like walk up the pool steps without being tired. Like so she's like now battling for a spot in the Olympics, and yesterday she made it.
Wow.
In the 50 meter freestyle, which it's very exciting to me because I love that for her.
Oh, that's so cool.
And she not only did she make the team, but she won the race. So I think she can do it. And now she'll have like a month more to prepare too, and hopefully like get back into fitness. But
how old is she?
I don't know. Maybe like she's definitely in her 20s, maybe like late 20s. Let me look it up.
Yeah, I don't know. But her training partner is Katie Ledecky,
Oh yeah.
Queen
She does more
Katie
like long
Ledecky.
distance stuff,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, she does like the
She is
really
a
long stuff, and
beast.
she's
so
insane.
good. Yeah.
Katie Ledecky made the team like 5 million
5
times
times.
over.
Yeah.
Simone
Yeah.
Manuel is 24, which I think
Okay.
Katie Ledecky is, and they may both go to Stanford. So that
Oh,
this
They do.
all is
Yeah,
coming.
yeah.
This is all coming together on the
Yeah.
pod. Katie Ledecky finishes races like full laps before every single other person. So like I think when you race Katie Ledecky, you're like
I'm going for silver.
You're going for silver, and that's an
Yeah.
accomplishment.
wait, isn't there someone who was like giving her a run for her money though? An Australian person?
I don't know.
Did
Not to my knowledge. They said they were like when I was watching the trials, they were like Katie Ledecky's been the best in the world for 10 years, and she's 24.
Oh my god, that's
What in the
nuts.
world?
Crazy.
There,
It's
I mean,
possible though, because was these trials, were they just the US? Like,
these were just the U.S. trials to
Okay,
get
yeah,
it,
so
but
it's
like
possible.
maybe in the last Olympics, yes, that's entirely possible.
In Australian trials, this person.
Oh.
I only read
Maybe,
about
Julie,
this
I
from
don't know.
Just in sports.
I trust you if you looked this up. But Katie Ledecky is, I feel like, could be an Olympian until she's like 55 and still beat everyone in the U.S. That's how much faster she is than everybody right now, in my opinion. I know that the I don't remember what it was, maybe the 800 meter race. She made it, and then also a 15-year-old named Katie Grimes made it at the same time. So two
Saw that.
Katies.
Katie, represent.
Excited for both of them.
Have I ever told you guys how I really want to meet a dog named Katie?
No.
So if you
should
ever
have
meet
named
one,
Frankie
will you
Katie.
call me?
Let you know. Yeah.
No, Katie's a dumb name.
It is. I feel like lots of people are naming their dogs human names these days, so
Yep.
it would make sense.
I would like to meet one. Just throwing that out there, even if it's like in 10 years. Just keep that in mind.
Okay. I definitely.
Oh, I have a. Sorry, this is a segue, but I have a sister update.
Okay.
There's a new set of sisters in the WNBA that I wanted to alert everyone to.
Ooh, tell us.
Katie Lou Samuelson, she plays for Seattle Storm. In the past week or so, that LA Sparks just signed her sister Carly Samuelson, who is a professional basketball player who plays like overseas and stuff. So we got another set of sisters in the WNBA.
Look at those sisters,
and
I hope they make it to the
happy.
same team someday for extra cuteness.
They play in Europe together. They played on the same team this last year in Spain, but maybe one day.
I love how you're like, sorry for the segue, as though this entire episode has not been us switching topics every 30 seconds via
and then
segue.
Going back to topics, and then
just hopping around.
My brain has never been more scattered.
We're gonna have to provide a map.
I just knew if I didn't talk about sisters, I would be
sisters.
Yeah, it's like what would this podcast be? Wait, but there was a trials thing. Did you guys also? I'm pretty sure you did hear about the runner who like tested positive for that steroid thing.
No.
And it was like
potentially
from like pork that she ate.
I can't remember her.
Is that real?
From yesterday? I can't remember her name.
Well, it happened a while ago, but I think it was like more public. Yeah.
Right. So there was someone they were talking about that had some sort of like drug controversy, and there's an appeal, and they're still letting her race during the appeal. And then she did yesterday make the team, but could possibly be
appeal
removed from the team if things don't go her way.
She ate pork.
I have no idea the details. Julia, let's hear them.
Julia, that sounds fake.
Hold on one second. Well, she's a Bowerman track club runner. If you ask me what that means, I would rather not tell you. But I think it's like basically they're like a club. Like there's a lot of track clubs around, and they train Olympic.
That was a.
I'd rather not tell.
Bowerman is an accountant that teaches people how to run for the Olympics.
Yeah, Bowerman. Yeah, it's like No, that was good. Anyway, cool. Let's find this. I don't know, you guys. They're like talking about all their runners. It was like on their thing, and I can't.
I do. If you're talking about the same thing,
it was also on Just Women's Sports.
I just
I can
don't
edit
recall
this
her
out.
name.
Yeah, me either. I guess I can look at just women's sports. But anyway, there's some sort of like steroid thing that like if you eat enough pork, it comes up, and or you could test positive for this thing. And she had like a burrito like the night before or something like that, and like
But
she
just like
said that's
one
what it's from.
burrito is going to cause you to have steroids.
I think that's the question.
Like you have to eat a lot of carrots to turn orange. If you
Yeah, that's the
understand
same
my
thing.
analogy.
Definitely similar.
I don't know. Who knows? I guess like I don't know.
Yeah,
Trying to
I don't.
find the article.
Are you looking for it? Yeah.
I just Googled like Olympic track pork burrito.
Yeah, you'll probably find it.
Olympic track pork burrito.
Iowan Shelby Houlihan blames burrito for
That's her.
nandrolone.
Oh, that's a different person than who I'm talking about then, because that name doesn't
Sandra
sound familiar.
Henderson?
No.
Shelby Houlihan
know.
is absolutely who I'm talking about.
Stephanie Prefontaine? No.
Oh,
I can't read this article because it's
Stephen Prefontaine. That's a old guy. Oh, he died. He was a good runner though.
Maybe it's just talking about him.
Prefontaine. Is that his name? Oh my god!
Oh, Stéphane Prefontaine.
Wait, now. Oh my god.
Shelby Houlihan blames pork burrito for positive test.
I get like it could have been Shelby Houlihan, but that name doesn't sound familiar. But how much do I pay attention in life? I don't know. We'll say it was Shelby Houlihan and bring it up.
This happened to?
No, I don't know. What I'm saying is I don't know.
Well, I don't subscribe to any of I don't subscribe to any of the newspapers that have reported on this, so I click on it and they won't let me read.
I don't know if we're talking about the same person. I know. Let me Google a picture of Shelby Houlihan and I will be able to tell you. Give me 1 second.
Okay, cool.
All I know is what they told me yesterday and what you are telling me now.
Okay. I mean,
this is Shelby
the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Why would it autocorrect to Shelby Township? Why would I ever Google Shelby Township?
I will say that's the dumbest excuse I've ever heard.
Okay, no, Shelby Houlihan is not who I'm talking about because
so these people
are
had these pork burritos.
Different races. So I can say for certain Shelby Houlihan is not who I was talking about, but I don't know who I was talking about because I don't remember her name.
The Shelby Houlihan article was from 6 days ago, so I feel like it's recent.
Right, but what I watched yesterday, they were talking about somebody and it was not a white person, and Shelby Houlihan is a white person, so I will tell you.
But it was
not
also
the same.
It's just crazy to me to think
it was someone
people.
It was someone they didn't say the full story. They said that this person was having like there was some sort of not a trial, but whatever they do in track. And she has appealed the ruling about having like messed with anti-doping protocol or doping protocols or something. Okay. But they didn't say specifically what she was said to do. They just said she was like under investigation for tampering with doping protocols or something like that. And in the meantime, she's running and she made the team. But if it comes back, like the ruling comes back against her, she will be removed from the team. But I
see.
Did not take notes. And there kept being storm warnings throughout the Olympic trials yesterday. So I cannot tell you her name.
Yeah, it says in this article that Shelby Houlihan was allowed to partake in the trials. And that if that's weird. I don't know. Maybe there are 2 people who were tested positive.
Well,
but one
again,
was for
I will tell
burrito.
You, this person was not Shelby Houlihan, but they also did not mention a burrito. So I don't think there's a burrito involved in both cases.
Real bad.
Let's be clear. I don't believe a burrito was involved in both cases.
I did remove I did search without burrito, and still it's this white girl.
Well, this was a different person. I just don't know her name, but anyway, we have some controversy in the track world, I guess.
Those runners, you can't live with them, and you can't live without them.
Julia, this is the biggest tangent as of yet. Well, maybe not as of yet. We've made some leaps. And has nothing to do with the direction that I'm aiming to go.
Okay.
But I just remembered that you have joined a soccer team and I want to hear about it.
Oh yeah, tell us about that.
Well, I'm currently icing like every part of my body. It is
Oh,
so
with your
funny.
bees.
I am, yeah. Okay, so it's like people from the Magnet Theater put it together, and it's like mostly people who have played before, of like varying levels and stuff. And it's just this like co-ed league that plays at like Brooklyn Bridge Park every Wednesday,
Nice.
and it's 6v6, and it is so fun and so tiring. I can't describe to you how gassed I am every single second of these games. It is wild. I mean, it's kind of fun because I'm like, oh, still feel like I'm like there, like skill wise and like whatever. But I feel like I'm moving in slow motion. It doesn't help that these games have all been like above 85 degrees, and
Oh yeah, it's
yeah.
like summertime and
yeah,
outside.
and we're usually low on women's subs, so I'm playing like most of the game and playing in the midfield, and it's just like,
Oh my god.
ooh, but enough to be like, oh, like I can't survive. But overall, it is so fun, and I'm just trying not to get injured. My knee has been very sore during these, and it's probably not good, but it's been good for my joy.
That's good. That does sound fun. That does like I do like while I watch things be like I want to play a sport, but like a fun like in a fun way.
Totally.
Again, like just like a rec like thing.
Yes. For some reason, it felt so like right timing or something. Maybe coming back from COVID, or maybe like probably getting into watching sports again. Honestly,
yeah. And it's like with people you know and like your friends and stuff too.
Yeah.
So like that's extra fun.
How much better are you than the rest of them? Be
oh
honest.
God, I mean, I
So
think
much
I
better.
had potential, but there's well,
You are nursing this knee.
yeah. It's, you know what's weird about that is like I feel like I have to only make calculated moves with this knee, because anything like sudden like whatever like if I can't like stop short on it.
Yeah.
And you kind of need to in soccer. So I'm not very good at tracking back. I'm not very yeah, it's just like these little things. So it is honestly tough to say. I feel like I'm playing at like 55%.
But also you haven't played in years, correct?
Yeah, it's been
and
a while.
You just started.
Yeah.
And you have like a knee surgery coming up. So like don't be hard on yourself.
Totally. You're right. My dad said, play at whatever level you're able to right now. Just excel at whatever percent you're able to play at, and don't worry about
He's right.
fitness. Don't worry about
He is right. I'm with your dad on this one.
He always knows what to say.
Enjoy yourself. I was a bit of an athlete last week by accident in that I climbed a sand dune.
Oh yeah.
That was my first time to the Sleeping Bear Dunes, and nobody like tells you
it's
how hard it is to do as an adult human. And like I work
Can't you imagine walking on sand?
Well, I work out pretty regularly. You're right. And it's a very steep sand mountain. So like if it's hard to go flat, like it's gonna be tricky. But I also was having a bad breathing day. So my inhaler was the real MVP, but we got up it. We got high enough to see Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
Which is the top. We just didn't.
And you can just roll down.
We just didn't go all the way. We got to like the top, and the man's like, "You're a quarter of the way there," and we're like, "No, we're all the way where we're going."
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was me and Laura, and I'm the one that made her go farther, but then she had much less difficulty than I did. But we had different techniques in that I needed breaks and she needed to power through.
Oh yeah.
You know, and so she made it. She was up there a lot longer than I was, because I was like, I'll be there soon.
Yeah.
I'm just
see you later.
Yeah.
She was like, I just like have to go. It's gonna be easier for me if I just like do this faster. Get it
Yeah,
over
and
with.
then the funny thing is like you climb it and you watch people climbing it around you. And first of all, like I don't feel bad about myself because I could hear everyone's conversations and they're all like, I am like working out nonstop and I cannot get up this
Yeah,
sand
yeah,
mountain.
yeah.
Like why is this so hard? But then you see the little children sprinting
like,
up it with no trouble at all, and then back down it and then up it again. And I'm like, who are you and
Yeah.
how are you doing this?
Yeah.
They're demons. They're
Wild.
demons. They
Yeah.
have
Kids
demons
are wild.
inside them.
I did make it up. And I also did some kayaking.
Ooh,
So
Nice.
I was sporty last week, I would say.
That sounds fun.
I was a bit of an athlete.
You did kayaking in was it in Traverse?
We were in a lake house. So
Cool.
it was there.
And this was just Kolbeck's family vacation.
Yeah,
Was
my
there any-
sister was like, we rented a lake house for the week. Wanna come? And we're like, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I
See
do.
you there.
Yeah.
Yep, I do.
I'm kind of annoyed I haven't seen pics yet, but okay.
Oh, I'll send you one later.
Yeah, there was a lot of talking and not a lot of photos. To
All right,
back
I'll
this
send you
up.
a kayak picture and a sand dune picture.
Okay.
That'll work for me.
Cool.
One of each. This is about to be the biggest tangent thus far, going from sand dunes and kayaks, but I did want to squeeze in the direction that I was going before I remembered you play for soccer now. Softball.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about the softball World Series that I watched.
Odyssey something.
Odyssey Alexander, the star of the tournament, arguably. She did this, like, mainly what people are talking about is she's a pitcher. She pitches for, I think, James Madison. Is that what JMU is?
Yeah.
Who were like low seeded, but beating the good teams, the high seeded teams. Is that correct, or is it the opposite? Low seeded.
You're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, there was a bunt that she got the ball and did this diving tag and saved like the game for her team. That like was ridiculous, and you do not see pitchers doing that.
Oh wait, I think I saw.
Did you see
a
it?
highlight
Yeah,
of that.
yeah. It was a ridiculous play, and she is now a star, and she is now signed with 2 professional leagues, the
Is one of them-
USSA and my queens at Athletes Unlimited.
I was hoping it would be AU.
She will be playing for Athletes Unlimited. I hope to own her trading card someday.
Oh.
Very
So I can look at it
nice.
once and put it on a shelf, never to be seen again.
Hey, that's all
Um,
it takes.
Yeah, but the softball World Series was very exciting to watch. It was Oklahoma won the whole shebang. They beat Florida State in game 3, which was as far as it goes in that tournament. But I think we talked about it when we were watching that I was rooting for Florida State just because they were the underdogs. But then in the last game, I was rooting for Oklahoma because of their pitcher, G. Heiress, who pitched 2 full games in the dang row. She pitched game 2 and 3.
Wow.
Shit.
It was
That's a lot.
The weather was piping hot, so hot that they had to all wear long sleeves so that their hands wouldn't get sweaty to like collect their sweat. So they were just like their uniforms drenched with sweat, like in this open field in Oklahoma, sun beating down on them.
Oh,
She's
no.
pitching her second straight game, and last year had bicep surgery, so is coming back from that.
What the?
And she won them the dang World Series. So
Wow. That's
she's
very
good.
impressive.
She's good.
What's her name?
G. Heiress. G, I
G.
think,
Heiress.
is short for Giselle, but she goes by G,
Love that.
according to everybody that just called her G.
We
I
can-
don't know if she's a
Listen.
senior, so I don't know if she's still on the team next year, or if she's graduating and will get signed to anywhere. But
Right.
she was great.
Oh,
And we were rooting for her, and she did it.
I
That's awesome.
Yeah.
love this. It seems so wild to have to play in those conditions. Like literally
Yeah.
so your arms don't sweat into your hands. That's what you're
Yeah.
saying.
So it's so hot that you have to be fully covered in clothing. I mean,
Insane.
it could have been sun protection as well, but they did specifically say a lot of and it's so baseball uniforms are already like long pants and like a kind of heavy material
Yes.
jersey. So they're still wearing that, but then they're wearing a long sleeve shirt under that. And then they also are wearing some sort of visor to like keep that. And then they bat and they wear gloves. Like it's a full.
And they're in like the dry dust, like
yeah, like
gravel
stuff blowing
dirt
around.
shit.
There's
Yeah.
no shade to hide you.
Yeah.
Just out there for hours.
Yikes.
And she pitched 2 games in a row, the full game, didn't have to be taken out either time.
Wow.
And those were,
That's
so they were
nuts.
down when so Florida State won the first game. So she won them the next 2 games to win the series. It was good.
Bicep surgery freaks me out. Like if any injury
Yeah.
to the that makes me hate it. I can't think about it. So good job, G.
She did it. Gee, you did it. We're happy for you. Everyone hugged her and piled atop her at the end in celebration.
Cute. They said good job.
yeah.
They said,
Way
hey.
to go, Gigi.
They said good job.
You did it, Gee. You did
They
it.
said thank you. They said thank you for all that.
She said thank you. I worked hard to come back. There's a little spider running around on my screen right now, and I am so distracted by it.
Yeah, I would be
It's a tiny little spider.
A spider running around on
If our
my
one
screen.
YouTube viewer is seeing me
Oh my god.
looking all around, it's because I'm following the spider around the screen. Another standout of the softball competition is how much I hate softball cheers, which I always have since I was young. I did not want to participate in them. For people who have not been to or watched a softball game, just the teams make up little cutesy cheers to do. The one that in the last games you could hear them, we were close enough to the bench that you could hear them, and one of them was based off of the 2000 mystical hit "Shake Your Ass," and it went, "Swing your bat, watch yourself," or no, I think that was it. "Swing your bat, watch yourself, swing your bat, show us what you're working with." And I was
so all they
almost
changed
turned it
was
off.
swing your bat.
Yeah, I almost turned it off because I cannot handle that. And as you know, I also hate planned out soccer celebrations, like when they do their little skits to the camera. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And I want to know which you guys find more mortifying. Softball cheers.
Softball.
Yeah.
Or soccer.
Softball.
Soccer, they're both so nerdy.
The thing about the softball cheers though is they are way more obnoxious because, and I say that as a softball player.
Yes.
Because the games are so quiet and boring to begin with, that. And I don't mean, I just mean
it just goes on and on.
There's nothing, it's quiet.
You hear them.
Yeah. And the crowd doesn't cheer and I don't know, it's just a different, so they kind of have to do that.
Yeah.
To
keep the energy
spur each other on, but yeah, it's
also
for sure the softball cheers.
The thing I find why I'm conflicted is because with the soccer ones, you can tell they've planned it out and they think it's going to be so good, and it just never translates to what we're feeling at home watching them do it.
Yeah.
But my thing about the soccer ones is there's so few goals that it's so few and far between that it's less obnoxious and less annoying because it's not a constant, it's not constant.
Well, I mean, it's less annoying, but is it less cringy for do you ever feel embarrassed watching someone do something? For example, for me, the later years of the Sabrina the Teenage Witch theme song where she dances through the theme song. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh no.
Oh, look into if anyone knows the later seasons of the Sabrina the Teenage Witch show where Melissa Joan Hart, it's her college years maybe, and she just dances around. I will send you the trailer to it because I hate it so much. I'm always so embarrassed. So embarrassed for MJH.
Sweet MJH. Yeah. Wait, okay, so then I think I also need to know which soccer ones we're talking about too, because I feel like sometimes I miss them.
A lot of times it's the European players or the British players that do them.
Yeah.
Watch any goal Rachel Daly
Ellen
ever
White.
scores.
That's why I did this. I'm like,
yeah, Ellen White does
stop.
it. But
she's
even like
cringe in general.
even like Alex Morgan's like tea sipping celebration, hated it.
You know what I hate about that? I don't even think that's that bad. What I hate is like the world going nuts about Alex Morgan's iconic tea celebration. How shady. Because they were playing England. And it's like, everyone needs to chill out.
It's
about
not
this.
that
Literally
deep.
all she did was this. Like
Yeah,
it was,
the big deals we make about it, I think, are what bother me.
I just feel it's all cringy to me. If they're like just like excited and hug each other, I'm like, oh, that's nice. But when they plan it out, I don't enjoy.
Yeah.
I had to get it off my chest.
Yeah, no, thank you for saying that. Thank you. I mean, it's sort of like football, American football celebrations.
Oh yeah, their dances, don't love them. Like I don't like it when it's planned out because it never goes how they think it's gonna go, I think.
Yeah. They want to be on a highlight reel, but when you watch it in real time, it's like, what is happening?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, damn.
It gets a ugh from me every time. Stop it.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Speaking of don't do it.
Oop.
It's time to no longer do this podcast.
We have places
I'm so
to
sorry
be.
to say.
Julia's got to change her piece.
That was amazing, Julia. I was not sure where you were going with that, but I was thinking, I gotta walk my dog.
Katie's got to walk the dog. I got to get the spider off my computer before I put it back in my bedroom.
We all have to tend to our pets, and me, my edamame. That's been keeping my foot cold.
You're lukewarm edamame now.
Honestly, it's been
Just cook
yeah.
it. Is it yours or is it
No,
the
it's
people
theirs.
that are your dog sitting for?
It's absolutely theirs. Don't say anything. I mean,
Don't
it's in a
tell
package,
them.
but like, yeah, probably not the best.
It has been thawed and will be going
well.
back in the freezer. They'll be
Yep.
fine.
It's gonna be
They're
fine.
gonna be
Yeah.
fine. It's gonna be
They'll
fine.
be fine. They don't know.
Oh, God.
Well, this has been a wild ride.
Yeah, wild ride. I hope everybody was able to sort of follow along.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You can reach us on social media. We've got at She's Good Pod on Instagram and at She's Good Podcast on Twitter. And you can also find us on anywhere you get your podcasts, meaning Spotify and Apple.
Anywhere you
Stitcher.
get your podcast, if you get them from those two places.
Yeah, and if you've ever been like, oh, I want to see what they look like when they do this, you can also watch us on YouTube.
But please don't, because
It's very hard to find us. Oh,
it's
okay.
not good.
Somebody wants to be
A star. Oh,
Hey,
Hi.
puppy.
Oh,
Hey, little
puppy.
Now, if you watch us
puppy.
on YouTube, you can see who we're talking about right now.
we will not describe the puppy. You have to tune in on YouTube.
Oh my god.
Not my puppy,
Okay.
though.
It's
That's all
not
I'll
mine
say.
either, to be honest. Do you want to go out? All right, it's time to walk our dogs. And you know what? It's been real. Thank you all for tuning in. And thank you to the two of you for being
Thank
Thank you to the one
Julia.
of you.
Thank you to this dog for licking my leg. All right, y'all. TTYL.
Bye.
Bye.
She's good.
This has been a production of Planet Amp Podcast, powered by Pinecast.